I'm Jose Bolaños. I'm the I wasn't expecting that. I'm the communication officer at the Forest Europe. Actually, it's you will see soon in a video. But so what we have is a very special situation because after 30 years, Forest Europe has now the support of EFI. So I'm actually an employee of EFI, so the European Forest Institute. And we give support to the International Secretariat of Forest Europe in 3 aspects, basically. So in the science of the process, basically, that everything is supported by its sound science. And we also support them in the administration of the funds, because it's a multi-donor fund. So basically, the budget comes from 4 countries. And on the other hand, we are working also in the topic of communication. So this is why I, even though I'm employed by EFI, I work for Forest Europe. And this is possible because the Ministry of Food and Agriculture in Germany has decided to support that through a project, and so that's exactly how it works. But first, then let's watch the video, which is a bit of an introduction to the process, and then we'll go back to some of this in more detail.
Thank you, Jose, for the introduction. So I don't think there's any need for introduction from my side. So this is a breakout room where we'll get to know about the jobs and internship opportunities from Forest Europe. So here's a short video, and just let me know if you can see my screen and hear the audio and the video. Okay. Can you hear it? I think you can't.
No.
Yeah, just give me a second. Okay. It worked perfectly fine before this.
As usually.
Just stop sharing it. Try once again.
Yeah, there's a small checkbox that says to check the, yeah.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, I think you just need to, yeah. Just there is, when you move your cursor, you can see the sound bar, and there you need to put on the sound. But yeah, down there. When you go down, yes.
It's not working.
There you have the sound.
It's asking me to, what password does it want? I'm so sorry for this.
No worries, no stress. It's okay. We have 45 minutes. I could try to share it, but
I'll just try again.
Yep. Otherwise, as a backup, I can also do something else. It's okay.
Should work. I'll give it one more try, otherwise you'll have to share. Share sound.
Forest Europe is a policy platform that offers the opportunity for ministers to meet for an open dialogue about how to protect forests and secure sustainable forest management in Europe. Forest Europe, formerly known as the Ministerial Conference on the Protection of Forests in Europe, was established in the 90s in the wake of the concern about acid rain affecting forests that resulted in forest degradation and dieback. The process was initiated by France and Finland, and the first meeting was held in Strasbourg in December 1990. In a nutshell, our vision is to shape a future where all European forests are vital, productive, and multifunctional. where forests contribute effectively to sustainable development through ensuring human well-being, a healthy environment, and economical development in Europe and across the globe. Our mission is to enhance the cooperation on forest policy in Europe, promoting sustainable forest management and maintaining the multiple function of forests crucial to society. Nowadays, 45 countries and the European Commission take part of Forest Europe. There are also 15 observer countries and 48 observer organizations that actively join, make statements, and observe the decision process. So how does it work in detail? Sylvia.
So let me tell you the details, Thomas. Forest Europe is giving a voice to all. Forest Europe is periodically hosting ministerial conferences where countries set up agenda for policy making at the national and European level. So they reach a common agreement on how to sustainably manage our forests, balancing social, economic, and environmental aspects. There are already 3 adopted declarations and 7 resolutions. There is a steering team called the General Coordinating Committee, currently formed by representatives from Slovakia, Sweden, Turkey, and Germany. And the International Secretariat, or liaison unit, is in Bonn, in Germany. Its function is to support the overall communication between countries and observers to promote sustainable forest management and to implement the Forest Europe Work Programme 2021 and 2024. So what we can expect over the coming years? Well, the work program 21-24 will focus on 3 work mainstream. One is sustainable forest management. The second one is the pan-European forest risk mechanism. And the third one is on green job and forest education. It also introduces the rapid response concept for high-level dialogue on emerging issues and cross-cutting communication initiatives.
Europe is a unique, voluntary, and informal policy platform which gathers ministries, experts, practitioners, youth, researchers from pan-European countries and beyond. Forest Europe sets a stone to policy science society interaction to tackle the global challenges that we face today. The first ever State of Europe's Forest report saw the light in Vienna in 2003 after Forest Europe proposed internationally agreed guidelines, criteria, and indicators for sustainable forest management. This happened during the conference in Lisbon in 1998. This report provides comprehensive information on the status and trends in forests and forestry in the European region. Based on these criteria, for example, forest health and vitality.
Thank you, Aditi. I think it worked fine. So in a nutshell, let's go back to that. So a bit of history. So the process started in 1990 in the wake of the concerns of acid rain. Basically, there was degrading the forest. And then since then, every 5 years or 4 years, the ministries will meet and then agree on a specific statement, which is, you know, in the one of the most important one was on sustainable forest management. So the definition of sustainable forest management, the concept, and then obviously the guidelines, and then and from there you can also from the video you can also take our most important publication, or the flagship publication, is the State of Europe's Forests, and this also happens, you know, every 4 years, and since 2003. So the latest version is the 2020 report, which was presented in April last year during the 8th ministerial conference. And at the time, the chair of the process was Slovakia, and now is Germany, so until 2024. And then after Germany comes Turkey, which is going to be the next share of the process. And as Sylvia said in video, these 4 years we're focusing on basically three topics, which is, well, obviously sustainable forest management, because this is our core. We are also focusing on the forest risk mechanism, which is basically we want to have a mechanism that allows for knowledge exchange between the different countries on the different forest risk. And when we talk forest risks, we understand basically, well, there are many, but I see it as a three main risks, which is forest fires, of course, then also the biotic threats, so all the bark beetle and such, and then on the other hand, what has to do with storms and things like weather related. So in that sense, that's what they are focusing on and creating this knowledge exchange mechanism. And then the third topic is focus on green jobs and forest education. And that's the reason why we have such a good collaboration and cooperation with IFSA, because we find that this is a key partner in this topic. And I probably have been participating in a lot of IFSA events lately. You probably have seen my face already quite some time because I was on last week during the poster competition. I was also there, and now obviously for the job fair. In terms of opportunities, I have to be very clear that Forest Europe, because we are it's a very small team. So to be exact, so from EFI, there are 4 of us, and then from the ministry side, there's 4 of them. And so it's at the end, it's 8 people basically. So we don't have it's not a huge team. And what we will be potentially open to offer was so unpaid internships. Obviously, if you would like to spend some time learning about the process, and then we can negotiate that. Or also, if you are interested in working on your thesis related to a topic that is relevant to Forest Europe, then we will also could offer that opportunity as well. So anything that has to be related to this. What else? I don't know what else. Maybe I just open the floor for questions, and then we kind of do a round. Anybody has questions or would like to participate? Samuel?
Hi, Jose. Hi, everyone. It's nice to be here. I'm Samuel, and I'm a final year student of forestry from Nigeria. You mentioned something about unpaid internships, and last year, I applied for the Get to Explore internship program through IFSA, and I was not selected, unfortunately. I'm interested in gaining work experience in Forest Europe, and I want to ask, what are the criteria for selection for your internships? I feel probably my application was not strong enough, or I don't have enough skill or background knowledge about what the program is about. That's why I was not selected. So what do you think I should focus on in my application to be selected for any of your programs, that internship or work? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the questions. I don't have an exact answer because it really depends. So I can talk from EFI side of the business. Say we offer different traineeships, and these traineeships really depend most of the time depend on the topic. So if you had worked on a specific topic which is relevant to a project, and therefore you become like a good candidate for a traineeship. But it's really on a case-by-case basis, very difficult to say that what makes a strong candidate or what makes a strong application. I think it has to do with in the specific case, what you bring to the table, but also what is expected. If there is a specific skill or a specific previous knowledge that you should have, for applying for this traineeship. To be honest, the Dare to Explore program, I'm not the most knowledgeable about. I mean, I know what it is, but I'm not, you know, I was not part of the selection, so I couldn't give you any more specifics or feedback. But in a general sense, this is what I can tell you, that most of the time we focus on specific topics, and therefore, if you had previous experience on the topic, it's probably more likely that you will be, I mean, that your application will be stronger. Any more questions from the crowd?
All right, thank you, Jose. Then again, I would like to know, are there remote programs, or your programs are always on site?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the one, so this internship that I mentioned that we could be offering, I think because of the current situation, it will most likely be remote. So just to give you kind of cover the situation right now, is that we're not coming to the office. So most of the things are done remotely. So this will be the only, the only condition at the moment. So it will not be an in situ internship, but rather, or it will be more like a remote, remote solution. Yeah, and I think Soren has the
Yeah, hi. Thanks for the introduction. I was wondering, because I only skimmed through the homepage of Forest Europe, is there sort of a way to figure out what kind of organizations are involved? Because if, I guess, the team at Forest Europe is quite small, I would think that the opportunity to sort of get into the same process, I guess, would be better if you sort of pick out several organizations, even if those also have small teams.
Yep. Yeah, very good. This is actually a very interesting question, because so these, as is mentioned in the video, so we have 45 countries which have signed, and plus the European Union, which have signed this resolutions and these declarations, and they become signatories of the process. So these are people who participate on the different meetings and such. So so this 45 plus the European Union will be represented normally by will be the Ministry of Agriculture, because normally that's the forest falls into the agriculture, but there's some cases in which it doesn't, like in the case of Austria, I think that it falls into the tourism, and I can't remember the exact name of the ministry there, but for most of the time it will be the ministries of agriculture, and then from there they so for instance, for the different topics, they have nominated experts that they that you say, okay, from Austria or from I don't know, let's say from Spain, then you nominate somebody to represent Spain on the topic of green jobs, for instance. So this is also an opportunity. So you're correct in that sense. I mean, if you could somehow find out who from the ministry in your country is representing them, maybe that could be a way around it. That could be a workaround. Plus, and this is something which I don't remember the number right now, but there are, I think, 18 observer organizations, and these are like FERN, which is like a NGO, right? There is IFSA, which is also today in the call. There is Ustafor. The list is very long. At the end of the page, there is a map, and you can click all these icons. I can actually share that very quickly. It shouldn't take me long, just 1 minute. Let me just go to the homepage. Okay, let me see, where is my sharing option? Okay, what are you seeing? Are you seeing the homepage of Forest Europe? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So down here, here's the map. Yeah. So the flag means that there is a signatory. So that's probably a ministry. So for instance, if we click here on Poland, you see here. So this is the State Forest National Holding. And if I click on this, this icon, it looks like an eye, then this is the eye are the observer organization. So this could be, I don't know, like somebody here from Finland. It's, well, this is EFI, but then there's a lot of in like, yeah, Union of European Foresters. There's a lot of that. So you can also see there, which are the different organizations that take part. And obviously, if there is a way to connect with them and work with them within the process or within their representation to the process, that could be a very good option as well. And yeah, I think that I hope that cleared out a little bit of what it was all about. Yeah,
it was very helpful. Thank you very much.
Super. Any more questions? If not, I'm going to dance for the rest of the 15 minutes.
Yeah, of course, please go ahead and ask your questions. And just one simple query from my side, like it's Forest Europe. So I think I assume that it's open for people outside of Europe as well. And what is there any criteria that they should be eligible for? Like, there's something specific that they need to know about?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it has to be aligned with the topics that we are covering right now. So, yeah, being that sustainable forest management, or if you are working on the forest risk, then you could also obviously focusing to that. Or if it's related to green jobs and forest education, that could also be the case. In regards to green jobs and forest education, what we have done recently, for instance, is that we have participated in different seminars in universities where we present Forest Europe, and then we kind of cover kind of the same initial video that we saw, but then we talk a little bit more in detail about the process. And if you are interested in setting up a seminar, you know, from your university, you can obviously get in contact as well. There is also, so we do a lot of communications. So that could be an area as well in communications. And I put it down in the chat, and the chat in the what is it called, the main room or the main plenary. Yeah, I put down the link to the Instagram, because we currently have a campaign which is called Grow Green Jobs. And what we do is basically highlight unconventional, innovative jobs in the forest sector, which basically come to an answer to the aging workforce and to the green transition and to yeah, all the different changes that we have experienced in the sector, especially because I'm not going to say that there is a high demand, but there is a demand, but maybe the offer is going down. So there's not so many people applying for jobs in the forest sector. Yeah. Yeah, any more questions? I haven't checked, is there a chat here with the questions? Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, would you say being an IFSA member is an advantage when we apply for any program, job, or internship?
Yes.
I'm just wondering.
Yes, I think it is. It is. I think Andre also mentioned it in his presentation, but I think it is very important, because it shows that you're committed not only to finishing a bachelor degree or a master degree, but rather, you know, committed to a bigger picture. And I think also IFSA gives a lot of opportunities to not only, see what happens in your campus, but rather to go and expand your horizon and see what happens in other parts of the world. And I think that gives you a great advantage, because the more that you are in contact with different with different people from different places, then the more you can look at the world in a different way. So definitely, I would to be more precise, I would, if I were applying for a job or an internship, I would be very specific on what my my involvement is. So what did I do with IFSA? If I had a specific role, this is important, because then it gives you, as an employer, it gives you more detail into what you had done and what your experience lies, basically. I hope this helps.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I think that there are some people who join later, but if you have any questions, please go ahead. I mean, we just basically saw a video, which I think it should be on YouTube. So I'm gonna actually put it down here on the chat, so that if somebody wants to rewatch it later, they can do that. One sec. Yep, here is. I just need to have the link here. Okay. And I will put it now on the chat. So that's the link to the video. Don't watch the last 10 seconds, because that's me talking. It's so weird to see yourself on a video. Every time that I watch this video, it happens. Yeah, I have the same reaction. It's like, oh no. But yeah, I guess it's part of the trade. No? Is the training and internship programs offered via virtual? Yeah, yoga, yes. And so basically, what I was saying is, because of the current situation, so we are not back in the office. We're still doing remote home office. So if there is an internship, will be most likely remote, basically. Yeah. So you will be working from home. And I think Summer has another question.
Thank you so much, Josh. First, I would like to know, is there any available program, maybe internship, currently that we can apply for? And also, do you think there is anyone you could recommend that we could set up coffee interview with, just to learn from their experience, work experience, and also get more information on what Forestry Europe does? I don't know, is that clear enough?
Okay, I didn't quite get, like, my audio was cracking. So could you repeat the second part?
All right, I said, can you recommend anyone that we could set up a coffee interview with, just to learn more about Forestry Europe, maybe after now?
Yep. Good. Yeah, I think I mean, for this kind of request, I will go to Vera. So Vera, it should be on the website somewhere. Yeah, Vera is under Green Jobs and Forest Education, where you go into the work streams and you click on Green Jobs and Forest Education, and you scroll all the way down. There is Vera's contact. So that's you can if you're interested in a specific topic, as I said, because this is what will be needed, then you can just write to her and request more information. Then you can just get in contact. Sounds like there is a concert nearby, which I wasn't aware of. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm sorry not to be more interesting. And I'm sorry, you have a question as well.
I mean, now, since we sort of have the time, I was going to ask, is there actually something like an average day for you, or is it sort of, and if there is, what would it look like? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, well, in my case, it's very specific because I manage the communications of Forest Europe, right? So basically, I'm always having an eye on social media. So right now, I mean, we have basically, well, YouTube, but that's not a big thing that you have to worry too much. I mean, you basically upload videos and yeah. But we are very active in Twitter. So whenever there is a new publication or something very specific in relation to forest, then we normally, the first thing that we do is we tweet about it, especially with publications, and then obviously Facebook. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we have also LinkedIn. And when we first started, so in 2021, in January, so we created the communication strategy, which sets the basis of what we wanted to say. So for instance, one of the things that we wanted, I mean, and when I said we wanted is basically this 4 years that we have the secretariat in Bonn. So we said that we will see all the different stories and how they relate to people. So instead of just talking about forests and numbers about forests, it's more about the people who have to do with forests and how they get affected. And this is one of the things that I try to do. So for all this communication, and then a very good example is the Grow Green Jobs campaign, because we want people to tell their job. So basically we ask them, and you can see, I mean, it's just basically very simple. Somebody, you know, holding the phone like this and just talking about their, it's what we wanted, you know, just look at the people that work in the forest sector and understand from their perspective directly what they do and how that impacts the forest. So I think that yeah, I think I forgot what I was talking about. My daily, yeah, it's my usual day. So I will, if there is a specific event, then I do live reporting from Twitter, for instance. So last Monday, there was this webinar about monitoring, assessing forest health. So basically, part of what I do will be just reporting about the you know, the different presentations that we had. Two scientific presentations. Well, yeah, one was policy presentation, then two scientific presentations, and then we had a panel. So we were like capturing the messages that the speakers were saying while it was happening, and then how everything, you know, how we translate this into Instagram. So we had this quick stories about the take home messages, and yeah, it's what it looks like for me at least. And then yeah, I mean, the different work streams have different leaders. So for instance, the one on sustainable forest management is led by Bernhard. The one on forest risk is led by Jens, and then, as I said, the green jobs and forest education is led by Vera. So they all have their organization. I mean, we come together and we plan together, but then they focus on each of these topics, yeah, more in depth. Is there any link for internship or what opportunities? No, there isn't. So you probably need to go directly and set up an appointment, as Samuel had already suggested. Do you mind if I connect with you after this session? Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah, by all means. I mean, we can talk. Yeah. What are the questions?
Sarah has her hand raised. Please unmute yourself since.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. It's the hand is yellow and the background is yellow, so I don't see the hand.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I was wondering, so we have the 46 signatories that are part of Forest Europe, but what is the role of the observer organizations? I don't fully get that.
That's a very good question, actually. So because it's a policy process, so what we basically, when we talk about Forest Europe, we say it is voluntary. So there's no legally binding agreement or, you know, something that was ratified by the parliament or whatever. That doesn't exist. It's more informal. but the decisions are taken by the body of these 45 signatories. So these are the ones that basically sign whatever declaration or resolution they take during this meeting. However, the observers do have a voice as well. So they can make statements during the meetings and make observations, or, kind of position themselves into whatever topic we are discussing. They will not be in a position to sign or kind of adhere themselves or adhere their organization to the declaration or the resolution, but they will be able to make statements and, kind of debate, if you want to call it that way. If you want, they could debate whatever topic is being discussed at the moment. So it was very interesting. So the last one was in April and last year, and obviously because of the Corona situation, we could not meet physically. So it was all, it was all virtual. But even if it was, even being virtual, it gave a room for everybody to speak. So there is a session where all the ministers speaks. Then so in a normal session, the ministers will have priority. So if they want to make a statement, they will have priority. But then the observers will come after, and they will always have the room to express their views on whatever topic. Okay. 10 minutes left. You can switch to another room. Can I switch to another room? No. that would be interesting. No. Yeah. Any?
Yeah, I was just saying that at the end of this year, IFSA and Forest Europe are organizing a youth forestry policy conference together later this year. So that would be one thing to look forward to. Yeah, indeed. This is actually, and this is because I'm part of the organization. I'm very excited about it, and we are. At least the workshop that I'm preparing, it's going to be very, very good. So I got a very good speaker, and well, she's not only a speaker, she's going to be leading the workshop, and she will be. I'm very I'm looking forward actually to this event. And then there's also there's going to be a webinar which is closest to now. So on the 25th of May, we're going to have a webinar which is also with IUFO and IFSA. And what we're going to discuss are the regional forest education assessment. So this is, we have not posted it yet, but this is in the making. So it will be coming soon. You will probably see it on the Forest Europe website as soon as we announce it. But this will be happening on the 25th of May. And you can also, obviously, you're very welcome to join. And it is a topic which is probably very important for you all because it's about forest education. I'm not so sure about the details right now because we're still preparing it, but it will have to do with the regional assessments on forest education from FAO. Yeah. Any more questions? Should we head back to the main room? Yeah. Or no? Oh, I heard something. No. Did that, Sarah, did that answer the question, or did that just make it more confusing?
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Okay, good. And something else that I didn't say is that Vera was supposed to be the one here today, so I'm actually covering for her because she had the she was traveling, so at the end she couldn't make it, but so that you know that she's normally the one who will be the face of this topic when it comes to green jobs and forest education. In this case, she will be the person to go. Yep.
The ones who have joined right now, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask your questions. Yeah. We have around 8 minutes left. So yeah, we'll be moving to the breakout main room later.
And I probably will post the link again to the people who just joined, because I think they don't see the previous chat. So this is the link of a video we made. I mean, we watched as an introduction to the topic. Yes, Soren, I think you have another question.
Yeah, I was just, I mean, because we've heard previously about sort of the, I guess the pathway that some of the people took into their green jobs. What is sort of something you would advise for people who are sort of looking into, I guess, policy making or those kind of jobs, I guess? Is there something you would think, yeah, definitely do X or don't do whatever thing?
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a very tough question now. Now I feel, yeah, to be honest, yeah, I don't have like a do and don't thing. I do think that the most important is to be aware of what's happening. So be very up to date with the developments of, like, for instance, if you follow the European Union, then, for instance, you know, there was this biodiversity strategy, and then after came the discussion of the European Union forest strategy, and this became a big debate. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you wanted to get into policy, and you have to have a good understanding of what's going on. And this is by, you know, well, obviously you're not going to get invited to all the meetings at the different discussion groups or working groups, but at least, you know, keep yourself busy by reading whatever comes from the meetings, whatever documents available. You know, be connected with the news on what's happening on the different developments of new regulations, of new new policies. And this is key. I mean, because it has to do, and you know that there, in policy, this is always changing. So something that started as A could end up being or looking like C, because of the discussions that happen in between. So it's very important to be up to date in that sense. Yeah, I hope this answered it. Is there any job opportunities for forestry in Italy and Germany? Yes, there could probably be, but not from Forest Europe. We have the office in Bonn, in Germany. Think oh, it's gone. Oh, no, I saw a hand. There's Mano. No.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
What skills, other than pure science skills, would you recommend for students who wish to get into forestry sector jobs?
It really depends, and I think this is something that Andre was mentioning. I mean, there is definitely a set of skills or well, what people call soft skills, which are really important, because this is what the market is demanding. So not only being excellent in whatever topic you're studying, but also having these interpersonal skills, communication, presentation, and also a little bit about how you promote your career. So this is also reflecting on how this question, which Soren mentioned as well, this is very linked to it, because how do you project yourself? This is where you want to go, and how you will get there. This is something that you will have to do through kind of reflecting on where you want to go and what do I need to get there. So this could be maybe joining some soft skills training, or or something like that. I mean, I hope that answered the question.
Yes, thank you.
Was there another question? if not, and because we only have 3 minutes more, go ahead and check out the website. I mean, it is in the making. So the website was launched in late January. So it's a new website. So there's still some things that are missing, but for the most of it, yeah, there's a lot of information there. You can also check out the social media for latest updates. Again, if you like to participate with the Grow Green Jobs campaign, it's just basically, you know, taking your phone. If you do have a green job in the forest sector, or you know of somebody that wants to participate, they can just basically shoot the video and tag Forest Europe and then the hashtag Grow Green Jobs, and that should get picked up then. Any more questions or comments before we move? Aditi, the website is missing the last part, I think. It's all right.
Sorry.
It's all right. I just saw it. I was like, where is you?
Shared link and then copied it wrong. Sorry.
It's all right. I mean, this is all good. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So this is for the green jobs, and then if so, all these initiatives are also collected under Reallife examples. So we have this repository of initiatives where you can see what people are doing, from, you know, beekeeping to biofertilizers to forest health. I mean, forest health in the sense of therapy in the forest. So yeah, this is all there. You can take a look, and there are the websites. So if there is a specific initiative that is closest to your to where you live, then you can also look there on the real life examples. And I think we will be transported virtually to the main room. I thank everyone for joining today, and if you have questions, you are most welcome to go ahead and shoot us an email, being that to me or to Vera.